And welcome back to America Decides. Shortly after Hunter Biden was pardoned, President-elect Trump turned to social media to tie it to the January 6th cases. He wrote, quote, "Does the pardon given by Joe to Hunter include the J6 hostages who have now been imprisoned for years? Such an abuse and miscarriage of justice." Let's bring in our Scott MacFarlane, who has been covering the January 6th defendants for a while now for CBS News. Scott, good to see you. So as you know, and as our viewers know, Trump has long called these rioters prisoners. What do we know so far about his plans for pardons?
This really gets to the heart of a divide inside the progressive movement in advocates and activists who've championed some of what President Biden has done over the past 4 years. Some of them say this pardon of Hunter Biden isn't going to change Donald Trump's trajectory, that Trump has been promising pardons for January 6 defendants anyhow. Then there are others in the progressive side of things who say this may embolden Donald Trump to broaden the aperture and pardon even more January 6 defendants now, even those who were violent to police, even those who conspired seditiously to overthrow the government that day. No matter what, Donald Trump has been unequivocal. He is pledging some number of pardons for some of what he calls January 6 hostages. But to be clear, Caitlin, there's never been a clear dividing line Donald Trump has painted as to who he's cutting out and who he's keeping in on that list. There are 1,500 plus January 6 defendants, about 600 of whom have actually been sentenced to incarceration or prison. Nobody has been able to press Trump to specify who's in and who's out, and certainly whether President Biden's pardon of Hunter Biden changes that dividing line at all.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point there, Scott, about who is seeking these pardons as well. Trump's victory seems like it could have impacted how the defendants are challenging these cases. Have they?
They certainly have. Over the past 72 hours, Caitlin, we've seen this flurry of court filings from January 6 defendants seeking their release from custody or seeking a change to their release conditions, arguing when Donald Trump comes in January 20th, 2025, they are going to get their pardons. They're arguing as much to the court, saying the pardons are a sure thing, so the court should hold off on further proceedings on the open criminal cases and perhaps release those who have closed cases, those who are already serving time or who are in pretrial detention pending trial. One of them is a man named Joseph Hutchinson of Florida, who filed a motion over the weekend which argues that he should be released from custody until his trial because, quote, "No one is going to flee from a trial that is never coming. I will await my pardon like any responsible person would." He is echoing the sentiment of any number of January 6 defendants who say the pardons are coming and the courts should dial back the cases. Expect the volume and the vitriol in those filings to increase between now and Inauguration Day.
Hard to believe that we're coming up on 4 years since January 6th. Scott MacFarlane, thank you very much.